Very good morning to all the educationists present here and my dear co-panelists and the CEO Mr. Utkarsh. Very good morning. And when we talk about assessments, a lot depends on the style of the pedagogy that we are adapting. It depends on the activity that we are going to be engaged in and the objective for which we are going to integrate the tools. And I just want to say that with whatever little introduction we had in the morning with Mr. Sridhar on bringing in technology, and we are talking about digitalization, right? So when we say it is just a tool for us to be acting as an aid and bringing in a change in the classroom environment, bringing in a change in the approach, the teaching style, and it is going to be highly personalized, and there are going to be many advantages on bringing this as an additional tool. It's like a simple machine which is going to make a teacher's work very easier in terms of either teaching or in terms of taking it as a data collecting tool for you to assess the performance of the children, and then how proficient or efficient we are in understanding the execution of or integrating these tools is very important. In assessing ourselves as a teacher, how proficient we are in understanding how technology has to be integrated into a classroom teaching. So there are challenges, there are advantages. So when I say assessment, it is just not the assessment of the student alone, it is the assessment of how to choose the right tool to teach the concepts and how are we going to have an augmentation done on that. It was a very simple model of substituting the adage saying, it is no longer like it is a sage on the stage. It is going to be a guide by the side. That's what we heard in the morning. But it is ultimately how we choose the tools, how we understand, how we introduce these into a regular classroom teaching. And it depends on so many constraints on funding, availability of the techniques, and for which I think as educators, as an institution, we need to understand how we are going to implement, what is the right kind of tool that is going to be implemented, when are we going to introduce this as a component of digitalization in the school, and how are we going to do it in the years to come. It is very unpredictable, and so we need to really understand how exactly we need to integrate this as a component of a teaching learning pattern, how proficient are our teachers in terms of becoming very confident in implementing, gathering, assessing, and then redesigning the model. How do we modify? Then how do we redefine the entire teaching? I think a lot depends on the entire facets of the community, how they are going to take it up, the vision of the school, and then of course the stakeholders, the parents, and then how this has to be introduced as chunks, and how are we going to budget, how are we going to invest on anything. So assessment has to be done on all aspects and just not the classroom transaction or delivery. And if we learn to embrace this technology in a way we have to, and it is just not handing over a device to some child or a teacher and asking her to do that. In my perception, assessment comes from then onwards. How do I make the child in what he is engaged with to become an enrichment for him? Digitalizing the entire country as such to be finding a place as a global citizenship where we are globally connected. It is a constraint for a country like ours. But today when we have all gathered here at a conference where there are global leaders, where there are educators, I think as visionaries, those who are running schools, or as people who have been providing these solutions, there should be a joint venture in looking at it at a larger term of going in phases as to how we could do it locally, then for implementing immediately what could be done at school levels, those who can afford to. Then within 3 to 4 years, what kind of help these schools can afford to the other schools who cannot afford. When we talk about providing equity, digital equity is a must. When we talk about providing accessibility for all resources, I have to talk about digital equity. When a stage has to come, when I'm going to provide this to everybody, every citizen of my country, India, then there has to be a collaborative effort. We talk about collaborative skills, we talk about all these skills, 21st century skills. And if this is going to be a platform, in the longer vision, the schools that can really rope in other schools which cannot afford to do this, to some extent I think we should be able to cater to, like how he was asking, that this is given to even those who cannot afford to. This should be the kind of relationship in embodying everything
listening and then moving ahead collaboratively, and this should be a thought process for all of us here, and not questioning why is it not possible or is it possible. I think we should look at it in a very positive note to work collaboratively and see that every individual lends it to one individual who cannot afford to. And that is how we bring in the change of one-to-one teaching, or bring your own devices, or bring your own teaching technique, whatever would it be. I think we should think
just as a side note, like even we consider, like in cases of startups or in case of non-profits, even we discount. So I am sure the providers are like quite open to that. And
like how he said, the information is given, but then the time I use in the classroom should be more for discussion, it should be more for assessment, it should be more for integrating whatever you call these as STEM has become STEAM now. So there are ways of expressing your learning. The information is given, but then the way you express can be in different forms. Again, it caters to the differential learning styles of the children. It is for a teacher to give out avenues for the child to express through art, or express through dance, or express through music. The learning has to happen some way. And I think it will cater as long as I redesign my task, I redesign my assessment techniques, I redesign my information that is going to be given to the children. If I want to minimize on that and use a classroom for more of discussion, communication, collaboration, expression, reasoning, analysis, what else we need, and make it interdisciplinary, not losing out on the traditional 3 hours, but then also make the child resilient, responsible, and very, very reasonable with the digital technology, with the free apps that you are saying that is available. I can be.
And I think
taking this approach on a consistent professional learning community and consistent professional development qualifications for teachers. I think as under a banner of Cambridge which we have been running, it is just not that it is open to teachers of just the international schools, but teachers also get enrolled from other schools, state board schools and other board schools. And there is every opportunity of a teacher getting introduced to integrate this ICT in any simple component. It could be even holding a mobile in a classroom, but then providing an opportunity for the child to even reading, as how he was saying, improving reading skills, though not be able to smell the pages of a book, holding it physically in hand. But then there are so many possible approaches of starting it from little usage of how a small device like a mobile phone, which everybody can use these days. Even before speaking, the children at the age of 2 are able to get through, their favorite cartoon pages and look into that. So keeping this in mind, how do we then encourage the children to be involved, to have that little kind of enrichment, for which a teacher should also be trained to be a guide and a facilitator to make them give the right task. The task has to be redefined. It may be the same concept of Archimedes principle like how he said, but it is just how am I going to make a curve or a straight line or a dot to reach the final objective of understanding the concept, for which the teachers are exposed to making even small e-portfolio using the digital platform, which could be done simultaneously by the students, by the teachers, stepwise introduction of bringing in animation, video, graphics. I think it should start in small phases, giving them the confidence of, yes, I can do it as a teacher, yes, I can do it as a student, and then the vision goes to a larger extent, and then over a period of time you think of digitalizing the entire campus, which is a difficult task. But then the consistent reaffirmation of a teacher to feel that confident enough to go into the classroom to say, yes, I can modify the task as per the gadget I am using, is a consistent training that has to be given with the help of even IT professionals who come out as leaders can do this. And there are many app developers here, and there are many technological support available to many people who have put up stalls here. But then we should see it's a win-win situation, how we can keep them equipped from time to time so that the best is done, the best is given to the children with the help of this, just using as an additional tool. We say in Tamil, கழுத்து வரைக்கும் பணம் இருந்தா நீதான் அதற்கு எஜமானன், கழுத்துக்கு மேலே பணம் போனால் அதுதான் உனக்கு எஜமானன். So when I say digitalization, I think in Haymatch she was talking about missing out on components on emotional quotient. Who will do that? Only teachers have to do that. But there has to be a balance of all this quadrant of emotion, mind, memory with the task. Then there is a ramp, and there is no question of somebody has asked me a question, if I can just take 1 minute of recognition and then finding out how it can be linked to learning.
It is just not that, it is how you equip a child to attain a particular level of understanding irrespective of the boards. Yes, the child is capable of doing all these fundamental skills of reasoning, analyzing something, communicating, and then doing a research. These are all the underlying threads which you can do with the tools. Ultimately, the frame is going to be a huge picture, and the picture that a child draws with these tools is going to be a modern art, but still it will retain the tradition of our culture. Thank you.
Thank you. So